I need to release energy somewhere, and it comes in all kinds of shapes and forms. That's an A, an X, an E, an L, and an E. Beninese Dutch social impact entrepreneur. I'm an equity, diversity, and inclusion change maker. I'm a third culture kid. I'm a Gemini. I am also neurodivergent and proud. Well, I'm officially diagnosed with both ADHD and autism. I've seen online, rather, people sharing that after starting to take medication with ADHD, the autism also gets louder because they contradict themselves in many ways and they complement themselves, or they're similar in some ways as well. So for me, the ADHD was more visible than the autism, and I also didn't understand what autism was. I had a very stereotypical understanding of autism. I think the life expectancy for someone like me who has ADHD, when it's undiagnosed, untreated, it's minus 13 years because you can have car accidents easily because you're distracted so much. You are more likely to feel suicidal. I think I've felt suicidal since the age of 9. My first attempt was when I was 9 years old. And when I read the stories of other neurodivergent people, I see that so many of us have these challenges. So for me, diagnosis is key to empowering people, to helping them realize that they are okay, that there's nothing wrong with them, and that they just need a different set of keys to their own brain. I asked for the diagnosis. There were so many stories of people being told, you're too pretty to be autistic, you're too intelligent to be autistic, you have too many friends to be autistic. And so I prepared a 16 slides documents listing all my condition, like my symptoms or traits rather, from when I was a kid to adult life, work life, social interactions. I looked at the whole spectrum of autism, the different categories of traits, and I classified everything in that way into a slide, adding extra research that looked at how autism presented in women, how it presented in people of color, the lack of research in looking at these different demographics, and how it impacts the delayed diagnosis for people like me. And I went there and I was immediately met with disbelief and challenging a bit what I was saying, instead of being like, okay, like, good that you brought this up, let's look it up a bit more. I often describe myself as being electric. It's having this extra energy that you don't know where to put. And sometimes it comes through talking too much, sometimes it comes through not being able to sit still. So I often stim by singing or making noise with my mouth, or sometimes I scratch myself and it can get really bad and I get scars. I cannot stop touching things. When I was at school, I used to drum a lot on tables and stuff like that. I need to release energy somewhere, and it comes in all kinds of shapes and forms. But knowing about it also helps so much, because before I used to be made fun of by people because of it, but now I understand myself better, and I know that sometimes stimming is also my body speaking to me. So stimming is a way to regulate from the world around me, from my inner world. LAUDACE comes from the French audacity, and I wanted to call my company like that because ultimately, for me, audacity is courage, it's boldness, it's being yourself. And all my life, my differences, whether the fact that I'm Black, whether the fact that I'm, now I know, neurodivergent, and the manifestations of that, or people's stereotypes and perceptions of me, made it that I was misunderstood my whole life. But somehow I've always had this strength of character, this strength of being. I want to continue to amplify voices that are not sufficiently heard. I want to continue to amplify marginalized voices. I want to invite allies to join this journey and help us change the world so that we can all benefit from it. We can all create spaces where we feel at home, and not just coming into a house, but being able to go into the bed we want and using the fork we want and sitting on the couch we want. A home where we feel literally at home. I got the official diagnosis with autism, and my therapist was a Black woman, and I felt so seen. And I remember after being gaslit by my previous therapist, when she gave me the official diagnosis, she said, "Axelle, I don't know how your previous therapist missed your autism, because your autism is so loud." And every time I think of that, I'm like, yeah, my autism is loud, and I'm so proud.